There's also, I guess, a seat. Yeah, there's also a bar next door called Pon Pon, and it's just a nice way. It's a nice, if it's full, if there's no seats available, then you can always pop over for a drink while you wait.
Yeah,
and it's a great way to spend a few minutes.
So, what's an example of a couple items from, let's say, last week's supper club? Okay, well,
I think one of the most popular items and a personal favorite of mine is the hummus platter. It's not just hummus; it's got everything on there. It's
everything but the kitchen sink, so to speak.
It's a piece of art, is what it is. Really, it's like. I wish we can just get some way for everybody to see this, but I guess I'll just try to paint a picture.
Tune to the Instagram at No Vacancy CO, and also check away. It's Stowaway Denver,
but it's DNVR.
That's right. No
yeah.
Yeah. So check both of those Instagrams. We'll obviously, as you're listening to this, we probably attracted you to the podcast with dank pictures of food. So they'll obviously be seeing the hummus that I'll steal offline.
Yeah.
Since we are here in the middle of the daytime. But please elaborate. What more is in this hummus that I can eat?
Well, it's just a spread of different things. So it had falafel, like we were telling you about. We've got Egyptian falafel in there with the fava beans. And stop it.
And Chianti?
Nice Chianti. Some skin. Oh, sorry. I got weird.
Oh, real quick. There's also some baba ganoush with the smoked eggplants. It's really delicious, beautiful umami in there. You've got some pickled vegetables in there too. That varies every time. They change up the menu quite often, so it's kind of hard to keep.
Fun medley, so to speak.
Yeah.
I get behind that.
It's just a great sharing plate. Just really fun, and it's so spectacular. And then it's just always different, and it's just totally. It's colorful and it's just fun. And every time it arrives at a table, everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is so awesome!" So it's exciting bringing the food to them.
Hell yeah.
They get excited about it.
Look at you, you're smiling.
It brightens up people's moods.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you. So you mentioned, the menu does change on a regular basis, or at least on occasion. Is it a seasonal thing? Or are we doing it just kind of like what we grabbed at the farmer's market? So Chris cooks for me because I ask him to and make him. But he does things based off of maybe what he gets at the farmer's market or what was a good deal at the butcher. Shout out to our friends at Marzik's. So do y'all change it on a seasonal basis, or is it done just I have a wild hair? I got high last night. I wanted to use lamb on this. Tabbouleh. What? How do we incorporate what's going to be on the menu for a weekly basis?
I guess it's a little bit of both, really, if you're inspired by something. But also, we've been using a bit of farmed goods from Berry Patch Farms out in Brighton. And they have some of the most highest quality produce that I've ever seen. Claudia has an incredibly high standard for her produce. And we had two ladies who are farmers there. They were working in the kitchen in the off season for us. And we just fell in love with them. And they're like, "Do you guys want to use some of our stuff?" And
that's awesome.
Hell yeah. So they just let us know. Today, Bryn just shot me an email about what they've got, and we said we'll take this, and this, and they just drop it off later in the day, and then we get to play with it.
That's fun. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool, because I feel you wouldn't have gotten this kind of connection like this in these other cities that you thought about Stowaway about. And I could be totally wrong, but I feel that's pretty neat about here is Denver's big, but it's small. Mm-hmm. So you get that. That's really cool.
It was I feel so lucky for encountering those two ladies, because I feel like the food is it's improved phenomenally because we're using such incredible ingredients for it. So
you mentioned you worked with Chef Johnny. He's kind of helped you design from the start, and you've made these connections, obviously, big, little city. Mm-hmm. Where did you kind of get I know you mentioned you worked in the restaurant industry, both in Australia and Chicago. Yeah. Where did you get, I guess, the creativity, the mind behind I just make I steal people's recipes when I make jambalaya. I make Chris kind of get creative with ingredients. Where did you kind of come up with fuck it, I can do this. I know how to make these bomb-ass meals.
I still have problems with that. I don't know. But I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm just winging it.
And killing it.
Well, let's hope so. I don't know. But I don't know. When I moved to Australia, I have a tendency to become obsessed with things, with hobbies. I cooked pretty much every single recipe from the book Ottolenghi. Jerusalem by Ottolenghi.
Solid.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I was like, this is incredible and I want to eat everything in this book. So I cooked everything from it. And then I guess it was just a matter of like getting comfortable with it, you know? And I don't want to sound like I know a lot about it because I'm sure there's so much that I still have to learn about it. But I guess at a certain point I was like trying to figure out, just making tweaks, you know, that I thought might make it taste better to me. And then it turned into, you know, making dishes. Yeah. So,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Well, okay. When you mentioned that, it got me thinking, when you guys came to Denver, before you opened Stowaway, did you work in any restaurants here in Denver, or were you just, I'm focused on this and this is what I want to do? And
well, we were focused on this, so we needed to get part-time jobs in the meantime to keep us afloat, you know, because we saved money, but that was for this. So I actually got a job at Boxcar Coffee Roasters because I was coming from the coffee world at that point. And I don't know. I just wanted to have something that I wasn't going to commit myself to 100%. You know, like while I was there, I would, you know, do everything that I could and be as helpful as I could. But I knew that I wasn't going to be able to commit myself. And
okay.
and I just sort of fell into that, and I'm super glad I did because I met so many people through that. I worked at The Source.
Yeah.
And that's how I met Caroline, actually. And
when she was at Acorn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we just end up talking and becoming friends. And
shout out to our friends McLean and Alone's.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Those are friends, obviously, of the program, but also in the real world outside of the podcast.
Cool.
And shout out to Caroline for calling you out and getting us down here.
Thanks a lot, Caroline.
Yeah. She's got something coming for you. So I asked this to Caroline when she went out on her own. Mm-hmm. What was the scariest thing about opening Stowaway?
The scariest thing, the thing that kept us awake before we opened was the sheer amount of money that we were owing people. And the fact that if this didn't work out... Yeah, you know how it feels. It's terrifying. And if this didn't work out, and your chances are high in restaurant industry, you know, you could easily fall through the cracks and close within 3 months of opening. So we spent all that money that was loaned to us, and we were like, if we don't succeed in at least paying them back, you know, like making it to a point where we can pay these people back, then how the hell are we going to do that? Like, over the next lifetime, we're going to be working in where?
Pack your
kitchens.
bags and get the fuck out of here. Head to Australia.
No.
Like that,
great this time.
You had the best outing out of everybody. Just say, all right, guys, we're closing up shop. We'll see you. Because I don't know about extradition and things like that, but chances are you'd be safe over there. But I think that was what Caroline said, was seeing that dollar amount and having hit that.
It's terrifying.
Was there anything else? Like, was it finding a spot, or was that the easy part?
Well, that came quite quickly. Actually, we were looking around and we're total novices, so we called the number that was hanging on the sign right outside of this building. We're like, we want to look at this building, and they're like, are you guys brokers? Like, where's your real estate agent? And we're like, we don't have one. They're like,
we want to do this on our own, please.
Yeah. They're like, screw middlemen, we could do this. And no, we can't. But it was dumb and naive. But I mean, that's how we went into it, and that's eventually how we landed this spot. Our landlords are totally awesome, down to earth, real people who we love and are very stoked to be working with. They open Pon Pon. They live out back. Oh, I shouldn't even be talking about that.
That's fine.
Yeah, we can edit that out. Let's go. So when No Vacancy is looking for our office, I shouldn't sweat getting a real estate agent. We just need to find a nice kitchen where we can put Chris in front of cameras. Is that all? That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And reach out to the guys that own Pom Pom.
Yeah.
They apparently may be able to help.
Yeah.
And now you guys have been running 3 years strong?
December, it'll be 3 years. Yeah.
December will be 3 years.
Yeah.
Is that?
Congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
Thanks.
awesome.
I know. It feels surreal.
Are you guys doing like an anniversary thing or?
Yeah. Well, for the anniversaries up to this point, we've just given out free coffees on that day. Said thank you. So make sure to come.
Yeah.
Free bean
come
water?
on that day.
I'll be here for free bean water. You know I don't miss a day for free bean water.
But yeah, I feel like 3 years feels even more special. So who knows? Maybe we'll plan something a little more special that year.
Okay, as we do like to talk about just all stuff Colorado, are you guys...
Wait, time out. Before
I might have jumped.
No, you didn't. I just want to know, where do y'all get y'all's beans for your coffee? Just for those that are coffee aficionados, y'all do have a delicious tasting roasted bean.
Yeah.
Where are we working with, before we segue into the Colorado part of the episode, where are we getting our beans from?
Well, we have a house blend from Boxcar Coffee Roasters, which is where I was working before. And then we have a rotating roster of local and non-local coffees.
Okay.
So there's tons of different roasteries in Denver and around the area. And that's we were originally going to roast and have a restaurant, but we thought we were superhuman at that point, so I don't know. That totally fell through. But also the fact that there were so many amazing roasteries already. Okay. We're like, you know what? There's a huge market already. Might as well just
Alex
try everyone's.
Cheap. Outsource what why overextend yourself.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Hey, so we're just there for people to taste different coffees, as they come to us, and we've been using some out of state ones too to just we
don't promote out of state. I'm just kidding.
All right, you can edit that out too. But we've also had some coffee from Australia from the coffee roastery that we had, so people can get a taste of what they're doing overseas and
that's actually
where
pretty
we're coming
cool.
from. Yeah.
We won't hate on Australia.
Okay, all right.
It's very hard to hate on Greg Norman, the shark. Now let's do your smooth segue. Now I didn't mean to interrupt the first one.
Smooth segue, not so smooth. Are you guys music fans? All that good stuff.
Do with our free time? I know y'all are, like you said, y'all are business owners. Y'all run a restaurant that's open 6 days a week. If you have, your Tuesdays off, or if you have an evening when we're not doing supper club, do you like to catch a show? What do we do with our free time?
Let me cut to the chase. Have you been to Red Rocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just saw the Talking Heads show. Oh, sorry, not Talking Heads. It wasn't Talking Heads.
Oh yeah, David Byrne.
Just David Byrne, yeah.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
he played a lot of Talking Heads songs, which was pretty cool.
Okay, we've had some guests who have never been to Red Rocks, and it's just kind of awkward. So we're glad that you have.
Don't throw folks under the bus like that. They could be
I didn't name names. So yeah, moving along there. Okay, we know you guys have been to Red Rocks, which is great.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite spots since you've been in the Rhino neighborhood? This is where we love to hang out. What are just your favorite hangout spots when you and Hayden aren't working? Where do you go to catch a buzz? Where do you go to get some grub?
Yeah, we usually go south to Aurora.
Okay. East to Aurora.
Southeast, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where y'all call home down there?
No.
Y'all go down there voluntarily to go catch a buzz?
We drive down there, but...
How are you going to get back?
Well, what do you mean?
Buzz catching season.
Oh, you mean for a drink?
Yeah, for drinks or something. Y'all go.
We go for food, really. I mean, I'll drive usually because I can't handle my alcohol anymore. Those years are over for me, unfortunately.
All right, food spots in Aurora. Where are you going?
Yeah, I want to know some places, maybe our regular listeners that are downtown Denver folks. Tell them to get out into the burbs.
Yeah.
What are places that they need to hit? Cora Faze is out there. What else is out there that you would really recommend?
If you're a fan of Indian food, I would recommend this place called Bawarchi. I don't know if they'll be happy with me because there might be a lot more white faces in there. I don't know if that's okay to say.
I've been looking for good Indian food since I've been out here.
And you are white-faced.
And it all disappoints because obviously London is great for Indian food.
Yeah, there you go.
But I have not found a single place over here where I'm just...
Yeah, that's how we felt too.
Okay.
Bawarchi?
Yeah, Bawarchi. Bawarchi.
Holy shit!
I'm definitely going to check that out.
It's good.
Okay.
It's by the IKEA, so it's pretty far, but it's 25 minutes from here, maybe. Yeah, not that bad.
So down near IKEA's Bo Archie. Definitely try it out if you want Indian food.
Yep.
What else are we thinking? What else do we like to kind of sneak off, I guess, out of town for?
Yeah.
Food-wise?